listening to Intellectual Nudity.
That's no
Uncensored.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Uninhibited.
Suck my penis!
Unleashed.
Say hello to my little friend!
The Jose Soto Show.
Oh my God!
Alright, now let's listen to Linda Harvey. I miss good old Aunt Linda. You know Linda Harvey, right? She's the, well, let me just say it. She's the witch over at Mission America. She's basically Brian Fisher's lost twin. But anyway, so she had to say something about gay people. Oh, of course. It's Linda Harvey. What do you expect? I mean, if you go on ESPN, they might talk about basketball, baseball. And if you tune into these right-wing quacks, they're going to talk about butt sex, gay people, fetuses, and all that kind of stuff. So, let me see here. Here is good old Linda, Aunt Linda Harvey, talking about the sad delusion, whatever that means.
Many people are now stating publicly what some have privately believed for years, that especially for our youth, homosexuality has become a gateway issue, erroneously said to be a civil rights issue, and so Republicans are being pressured to embrace the LGBT agenda. But the truth is still true. If our youth heard a clear exposition about this issue, which the major media in our country seldom allow, many would embrace.
I mean, do you really find this at all interesting? Let's say that you're in agreement with her. Let's say that you like, yeah, okay, I hate queers and all that, but let's say you are in agreement with this lunatic. I mean, the way that she sounds, so monotone. So she's reading a script, obviously. It sounds so disingenuous. It's not interesting. If I was a bigot somewhere in the middle of Tennessee, and I was hearing this shit, I would be like, yeah, I hate queers, but why do I want to listen to this bitch? Yeah, it's fucking. She sounds boring. She sounds like she's never been laid in 30 years. I bet you that's the case. A lot of these social conservatives have sexual issues. They do. They're sexually repressed, they're probably molested. And if you look at the charts, at the statistics, you'll find that a lot of red states, especially in the South, you have incest, child rape, child molestation, child abuse. Anywhere where hypermasculinity is sort of worshipped, like in the Vatican, which I doubt they're masculine at all. They're not really masculine, they're just creepo hermits. Hopefully the new pope will change that. But here, in the South, where Linda is from, a lot of these people are so sexually repressed that their whole life is just another mundane task after another. Each day is just another mundane task. And things happen in their lives, and they're feeling kind of empty, and they need to fill that void with something big and juicy. Okay. They need to do that. They need to have sex. What they need to do is they need to find somebody, a responsible person, and have a good, healthy sexual life. But a lot of people don't do that, especially in the South. All right, let's see if we can rewind this a little bit.
Embrace the LGBT agenda, but the truth.
The LGBT agenda. Ooh, that sounds pretty enticing, doesn't it? It sounds like I really want to continue to listen to this. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like that voice at Disneyland at Star Tours. I don't know if people remember this. That woman that comes over the intercom and says, Sector 10557, there's an android loose. Yeah, she sounds like one of those announcers at the airport terminals, All American Airlines Flight 1105 now leaving to Dallas. Golly.
That especially for our youth, homosexuality has become a gateway issue, erroneously said to be a civil rights issue, and so Republicans are being pressured to embrace the LGBT agenda. But the truth is still true. If our youth heard a clear exposition about this issue, which the major media in our country seldom allow, many would embrace the conservative and even Christian view. It's not hateful.
So what she's saying is, you know, nobody is letting us talk about these views. Well, you're talking. I mean, look, you have the Values Voters Summit, CPAC. You have a Republican Party that drafted and adopted a platform that suited your needs of, you know, going after gays and all that. You have that. You have Fox News. You have Mark Levin. You have Rush Limbaugh. What are you complaining about? The thing is, what they want is, I think they want prime time. You know, they want network attention. They want ABC to follow them around. They want, you know, all this shit. But the thing is, look at her tone. I mean, look at how she speaks. So monotone. So just like, as a matter of fact, like she's a fucking, you know, one of those, yeah, like that voice at the airport terminal. She's not interesting. She doesn't sound interesting. She's not genuine. And she's complaining, why aren't people listening to our Christian value, you know, to the conservative? Because you're boring. Not only that, you sound boring. Not only that, people just don't, you know, people just moved on. No, we tried it your way for the last 50 years. We tried it your way. It didn't work. Because if it worked, we would have kept it. But it didn't work. And then the reason why it didn't work is because heterosexuals reproduce. And when heterosexuals reproduce, there's a population growth. And the more people there are, the likelier that there are gay people as well in that group or population that might expand. So more reproduction will mean more gay people. You get that? So because now we're 300 million people in this country, this whole, you know, now we're looking at each other. Now we have technology. Now we have the internet. Now we have all this media to talk about things, and we can communicate. But the thing is, Linda has the tools. What does she complain about? You know, I mean, look, I have a radio show. Nobody's stopping me to talk. It's uncensored. I can say whatever the hell I want. Well, certain limitations, but I can say almost whatever I want on this show. I don't really give a shit what people think of me. I don't really care. But she's like, oh my god, people are not listening to us. Oh, you know, cry me a river. Oh, fuck you. Go get a fucking dildo and start masturbating. That's what you need to do. You need to relieve yourself. I mean, she sounds like she has a fucking tumor in her pussy lips. I mean, that's what she really sounds like to me, you know?
Allow, many would embrace the conservative and even Christian view. It's not hateful to oppose homosexuality, since no one is born this way. Even if a person swears they've always been this way and could never change, that does not mean it's true. Human history is replete with examples of folks who spent years believing something or other was their destiny, and it turns out to have been a sad delusion. And life could be very different if they embraced reality. Homosexuals are confronted every day with the plain truth of God's design of their bodies. It's not...
See, here's the problem now that we have with this last bit. And I know, I mean, I can barely stand this clip. Sounds pretty fucking weird. But what she's saying is, look, gay people need to face the reality of the sad delusion that they're going against a mystical God. A mystical, mysterious spirit entity that supposedly created you. Right? That's what they say. Oh, that's what she's saying too. I don't know. That sounds kind of... I don't know. Sounds kind of contradictory, doesn't it? Gay people, you know, she's saying that gay people need to embrace reality and stop living a sad delusion. The delusion is that we're pretending to, I guess, surpass the design of God, right? But yet, you can be wrong too. I mean, that theory can be played both ways, right? Yeah, you might say, look, gay people might be wrong. gay people might be wrong. See, that's the thing, might. There's no concrete evidence that we're wrong. And there's also concrete evidence that you're wrong. You're wrong, I'm right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Aunt Linda. God, I love your sexy voice.
Something or other was their destiny, and it turns out...
Doesn't she have a sexy voice? I mean, if you're a straight guy, would you pound her pussy? I mean, do you get aroused by hearing this woman? Because I mean, of course I'm not going to get aroused, but...
to have been a sad delusion, and life could be very different if they embraced reality.
I mean, imagine if you call like one of those sex hotlines, and this woman pops up. Hi, how are you? Are you sure you're not supporting the homosexual agenda? What would you like to do? Have heterosexual sex, natural sex committed by God. Oh my God, you have an erection in your penis. God, really? That would be weird. Huh, straight guys. I know straight guys listen to this show. So, I don't know. But Aunt Linda, I mean, she's really, she's losing herself, man. You know, she used to be a little bit more animated before. Now she's just doing scripted stuff and sounding like a airport announcer. You know, it's just like, fuck me. Anyway, whatever.